6:11 now this morning. Today marks the 20th anniversary of the largest aviation disaster in the history of our region, the crash of U.S. Air Flight 427 in Beaver County. 132 people died in the accident, including Tony and Paula Rich of Poland. They were on their way home from a trip to Italy. Their families carried on their legacy by starting the Rich Center for Autism at YSU. 27 First News reporter Nadine Grimley takes a look back at the investigation into the crash and how it changed the way airlines communicate with families following similar tragedies.
20 years ago, on a clear, cloudless September night, U.S. Air Flight 427 mysteriously fell from the sky on its approach to Pittsburgh International Airport, crashing in Hopewell Township, Beaver County, killing all on board. What caused the plane to pitch and roll and spin out of control would become the subject of the longest crash investigation in aviation history.
It took 4 years, 2 public hearings, and thousands of investigative hours, but we were able to find the cause of that tragedy. Keeps track of our record.
The National Transportation Safety Board determined the crash to be the result of an out-of-control rudder caused by a defective valve. Jim Hall, who was the NTSB chairman at the time, speaks about the changes that finding brought about.
Boeing made almost $1 billion investment in changing the rudders on all the Boeing 737s that fly.
But above and beyond determining a cause, the families of the victims fought another battle, readdressing the treatment they received from the airline in the aftermath of that crash. Dennis Connolly of Brookline, who lost his twin brother Robert in the crash, said at the time airlines like U.S. Air kept families in the dark.
People that were at the airport to meet the flight were locked up in the U.S. Air Club and weren't told anything. They really didn't want you knowing what was going on, and they really didn't want you talking to each other.
As a result, the families worked toward the writing and eventual passage of the Aviation Disaster Family Assistance Act, which establishes airline notification policies and requires them to provide daily briefings and counseling for families. John Kretz of Homestead, who lost his wife Janet in the crash, lobbied for the act and was there when President Clinton signed it into law in 1996.
You know, everybody got to go up and shake his hand, and I just told him thank you. And he actually pulled me back and he said, no, it's us that should thank you people for pushing it through.
Nadine Grimley, WKBN 27 First News.